On the phone with me right now is John Gammon from the ABC hit show The Middle. John, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Oh, I'm so blessed. Thank you so much for fitting us in and joining our show here, and give people an update on what's going on. We're in the fifth season, I think, of The Middle now, right?
That's right. We are in the fifth season. We just recently had our 100th episode, which means syndication, and everybody's really happy about it. So,
it's got to be a very exciting time. Yeah, very exciting. Now, your character, which you yourself have called dim-witted, I believe. For those of them that are not up to speed on The Middle, explain your character a little bit.
My character is probably not up to speed on The Middle either. His name is Darren. He is a good friend, childhood friend of Axel Heck and Sean Donahue. Basically, we've been the Three Stooges for the past 4 years now, and since last year we graduated and went our separate ways. I think that I probably did the least dim-witted thing ever in realizing that I'm not smart enough to go to college and go to a trade school like air conditioning school. It's the Midwest Air Conditioning Institute. MIACR, so that would be Midwest Institute of Air Conditioning Repair. So that's where we've been. I have just recently had a girlfriend that I met basically in the same parking lot as the Beauty Academy. And Sue has been wondering if whether or not we would get back together. And it's kind of a confusing time, especially for her, because I recently saved her in this Orcentennial episode. There was a cow that was floating down in the parade route, and it was on fire. And I went in and saved her. I was the hero of the day.
Well, folks, if you haven't seen an episode with a flaming cow, you may be missing out on ABC's great show, The Middle. Now, let me back up a little bit with your relationship with the character Sue. You had what is notoriously, I believe, nicknamed the Trash Can Kiss, correct?
That's right. Magical Trash Can Kiss.
The Magical Trash Can Kiss. And you even created in what was I think people can catch this on YouTube. I'd like your opinion. How responsible are you for the song that Darren sang?
I came up with the melody. One of our great writers, David Rosenthal, wrote the episode. He had the lyrics, and I went into the table read. I think the first time I saw it was the night before. So I just came up with the melody, practiced it a whole bunch because I'm not musically trained, but outside, in the shower stall, I could be pretty impressive. And so I just went ahead and just, rehearsed that as much as I could, and then I got to the table read, and it went over really, really well, and that's basically it. I did the melody, David did the lyrics, and the rest is history.
How awkward is it to have to know that the kiss is coming, to prepare for that, and, as an actor, how do you approach something like that for a show like this?
No, it's not really awkward. I don't think it's very awkward, but Eden shares a very good-looking girl. It's kind of a privilege. I don't overly look forward to it, I guess I should say. However, I'm a professional. I handle my responsibilities, and I do absolutely enjoy my work. I don't think there's any shame in that.
All right, so the flip side of that then is you got a chance to break up the fight by punching her in the face.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
I know, that was, I have to tell you, it was funny, but it was a little weird, too. It was tickling my sadistic funny bone a little bit when I saw that on the script. Definitely.
So, folks, I'm talking to John Gammon. He is one of the key actors on the show The Middle. It's an ABC show. It's in its fifth season. They just celebrated their 100th episode. So tell us a little bit about the 100th episode if anybody's missed it. I assume it's probably on demand for us here locally in the Florida area. We can probably catch it on demand if you've missed it. But how many more episodes are there in Season 5? Do you know exactly? Is there about 3 or 4 more?
In Season 5, well, we have about 24 episodes per year. So I'm not exactly sure as to how many are left. I couldn't tell you, but we have about 24 episodes every year, and I'm pretty sure that we're only about halfway through. So
All right, so just as an opinion then, so let's back up to the relationship with Sue, just as an opinion. I kind of skipped over my notes a little bit, but
okay.
Do you think that we're going to see Darren and Sue get back together? Is that going to be where we're going to end up? It's going to be, let's say, God blesses it, and you run for 3, 4 more years or whatever, and we start to get to the point, and that's the big thing. It'll be the wedding day. It'll be something like that, or as I watched a little bit of this, as Darren got he's got the attention span of a gnat, and he cannot ever figure out what's going on. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure either, but I got to tell you, if I really had to weigh in on this, I think that Sue and Darren are going to come across each other's path. Whether or not we actually get back together, I think that's to be seen. But basically, I think that there will be an encounter. It will be entertaining, and it will be extremely funny no matter what happens in it. And if it's anything like the middle tone so far, it's going to be pretty ridiculous.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun. It's a great show. I really tell you that, folks, you really want to try to catch it. You're missing out if you haven't been getting some of it. Let me tell you want to get to, John, because I want to be fair. You're not this dim-witted guy. I've done a little research.
Yeah, I can surprise you. I can shock you. Let me tell you.
They got a bachelor's degree in Spanish and history. I mean, you got all sorts of stuff going on. No, a bachelor's degree, right?
Bachelor's, bachelor's, no master's.
Right. So you're a Loyola grad. You're not the dim-witted AC guy. So you've been actually kind of pulling the wool over our eyes here a little bit.
Well, I think that's the one sort of thing that people need to know about when playing dumb. You actually have to know what is dumb, And so you can't really play dumb and pull it off well unless you actually know what is dumb. Basically, the shortest way I can put it.
When you go into Loyola, what made you decide to major in Spanish, and so what drew you down that road? That's an odd a choice to say. I don't run across many actors where that was their degree in college, so to speak.
Well, I think it's actually served as a really good background for my acting because it is understanding an entirely different culture, an entirely different viewpoint on the world that's shared by a lot of different people. History as well that's more my best subject, was what I was best at. I loved it. I could read history books by the dozen. But the main reason I picked Spanish and even went for a minor in Latin American Studies was because both my parents were teachers. And they both taught Spanish, and they both taught me to have a really good appreciation for other people's point of view and understand that even though people can be foreign, they're still like you. They're humans after all, and I know that sounds kind of ridiculous, especially even in a ultra PC time like the 90s when I was forming, I guess you could say, when I was really young. But it is important enough to kind of hit home all the time, It's really important to keep that in mind, and really, I mean, I've traveled a little bit since then, and like that's the genuine reality. Everybody's got their tics. Everybody's got their own different cultural color that they like to pick, but we're all just people,
Yep. And folks, I'm talking to John Gammon, and yes, he may sound like he's standing on a bus curb to catch a plane or something, but it's okay. We got him for a couple more minutes. He's a star on one of the ABC. It's called The Middle. We're talking about his personal life a little bit. Now, you mentioned history. I'm a bit of a lover of history here. So, what aspects of history is your favorites? You an American history guy, European history, ancient history? Where do you land?
I found American history to be fascinating. Definitely the way it sort of connects to most past history. So if you're talking about who the founders of the United States were, then that clearly goes back to Europe, especially when it comes to where pilgrims came from and most colonial people. So you're talking Britain, and I think the Netherlands is in there too.
Sure.
So you have that, and then of course when studying the Native Americans, and then the Spanish influence that comes over from Europe and melts in together. I like a lot of the cultural aspects of history and how new cultures sort of generated out of old, and what they decide to keep and what they decide to throw out, and how people just sort of like morph, how they decide to get into groups and just morph together and just sort of agree that this is our new insane way of living. This is our new crazy take.
It lends really into kind of how I close out a lot of my interviews sometimes with like just little secret little questions and that kind of thing. So we'll go down the history road a little bit. Favorite presidents?
Let's see. Favorite president? Gosh, that's a good one. I would say probably John F. Kennedy, because he was very controversial. He pissed off a lot of good people to piss off, I guess. He had an appreciation for the gold standard and not letting our money get a little bit out of control. So I really liked John F. Kennedy. He made some serious mistakes too. He was just like, I mean, look, if you're going to be president of the United States, you're going to be president because everybody's got dirt on you. That's a fact. So,
all right. Good answer.
Yeah, I'd say JFK.
All right. So, growing up as a kid, favorite TV show?
Let's see, favorite TV show? Probably The Simpsons.
Oh, good choice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's a really close one between The Simpsons and Saturday Night Live.
Favorite Saturday Night Live sketch or character, or how you want to?
Well, however I want to spin that. I really liked Chris Farley's motivational speaker.
Ah.
Very much so. I thought he was
in the van down the river. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So what does John like to do in his downtime?
I love to train jiu-jitsu. I train with Hickson Gracie's son, Prone Gracie, at his academy in Playa del Rey. It is, or I guess that would be Playa Vista. Anyway, he just recently won the most prestigious grappling tournament in the world. It's called Abu Dhabi. It's put on every other year by a very wealthy sheik. This year it was in China, and he swept the competition.
Fascinating.
It was it was fantastic. I didn't know anything about jiu-jitsu until I started studying it and training at this guy's academy, and it's just been fantastic. I can't train enough, basically.
All right, favorite movies?
The classics, Shawshank Redemption, Godfather. It's just too hard at this moment to put a finger on any one movie I really like. Kings of Summer, this past year I saw most recently on DVD. I love that movie. Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, folks, I've been talking to John Gammon. He is one of the stars on The Middle. It's an ABC fabulous show. Just had his 100th episode. We wish him all the luck and all the best as they continue to move towards greater syndication and greater opportunities. And John, keep in touch.
Yeah, absolutely.
God bless and be safe. It's great to get a chance to talk to you.
Oh, to you too. I really enjoyed this. Thank you.
All right. No problem. Take care, sir.
Have a good one.